All right, we had a minor hiccup. Baker accidentally unplugged his microphone. It's okay.
This episode's cursed.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Daybreak. My plans were the final chapter, making the chapter before it completely mean nothing. And the fact that we are 10 games in, 11 games in, and they decided to completely ignore the overall and focus in on another villain group and have nothing to do with the overall. Those are my biggest issues with Daybreak. Other than that, I absolutely loved the cast of characters. There's none of them I didn't like, which I was surprised. Actually, I didn't like Quatra a lot, but
Yeah, he didn't really hit for me.
yeah, he was my like I said, I told you he was my bench warmer. But I'm really excited because they have seeming like a really cool cast building of characters that aren't even in the main party, but characters like Shizuna Ren is in this game. I think she's going to be a playable character in the second game.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved Judith. Judith is one of like my top Trails characters
I like
of
Judith
all time.
a lot, yeah.
When her and Van, or when Shizuna and Van are like about to fight, and Judith's like, "That's enough," and like gets right in Shizuna's face and is like telling her off. I'm like, yeah, this character, badass. Absolutely.
What'd you think about the darker tone of this game?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It reminded me of like Trails to Azure, the beginning of it, when they're like not fucking around and like start killing Jaegers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just kept the darker tone the whole way through. I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah, because motherfuckers get bodied in this game like a lot.
Yeah. People just get killed left and right. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and they started off right in the prologue. We're not fucking around. Like,
nope. This random gangster right into the noggin.
Yeah, no, I really like this game overall. I didn't mind the villains because I thought the villains were well done. Like I thought, like Melchior did a really good job of being hateable. So whoever his voice actor is, like 10 out of 10, top tier, because that guy did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought they were all really good, but I was annoyed that at this point in the story, after all these years, we're just being like, all right, pause that. We're going to go over this other group that apparently has nothing to do with Ouroboros.
No. Because on this game, it made it seem like you were like kind of friendly with Ouroboros, more or less. Like did the Direwolf really seem like a villain to you? Or did even the Oathbreaker seem like a villain to you?
Well,
I liked him a lot, though.
The Oathbreaker was like straight up going to kill everyone in that dungeon. So I was like, well, yeah, maybe hold off with the Oathbreaker, but the Direwolf, I'm like, Direwolf is pretty sweet. I like the Direwolf.
Well, yeah, Van's like, yeah, don't like whatever you're up to, fucking stop. And he's like, what? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
But then even towards the end, I thought the Oathbreaker has some really cool moments where he's just like, and people just start fucking things just start dying.
What do you think's going on with Graham Hart, by the way? He's clearly a shady character.
Well, yeah, he's got some agreement with Ouroboros that they're going to stay out of his way if he stays out of theirs. Like,
well, he like straight up popped up into the Grandmaster's chamber.
Yeah,
in that video in Reverie.
Yeah,
and it's like this guy is clearly a bigger deal than he's made out to be, and everyone seems to think that like he won that election to be president.
It was rigged. He rigged it
in like a shady way. So there's something going on with him. And I think he might be like a bigger villain than we think, or maybe he's got like noble intentions behind it, which seems like every villain does in the series.
Yeah,
but
there's nobody who seems like they're a straight villain except Melchior. I feel like he was. I feel like our boy there was he just had some bad intentions. Even at the end, he's like, "I hope you die the most painful, fucking awful deaths."
Dante was a pretty straight villain too. I mean, he was just a high priest for this pedophile cult. Yeah, and he's like, "I want to spread fear throughout the entire world." So did you think we were gonna get a appearance from who's the demon guy in Ouroboros, the number 2 enforcer, McBurn? I thought McBurn was set up to be in this game.
Yeah, now our boy's on a milk cart and he's been MIA since the end of 4, really. Because
he popped up at the end of Reverie.
I thought that was his robot character.
No, it was originally, and then he pops up at the end of Reverie for real. Yeah,
because our boy, I remember he stormed off to go confront the Grand Master about his actual identity, but then that was kind of the end of that. We didn't really.
Well, so I think McBurn and the Grendels are somehow linked.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you noticed, Van gets different Grendels in this game,
Yeah,
which didn't really make
they didn't
sense to
really
me.
explain that.
And I
I
think
don't know.
they may have been supposed to be more powerful than the other ones. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not really. The whole Grendel thing is a little bit of a mystery to me. Even though I still think Valimar would fucking skull fuck a Grendel in a second. But
100%.
yeah, R.I.P. Valimar.
Yeah,
But
RIP.
yeah. So here's the other thing. Like, I feel like power leveling in the Trail series is a bit of a issue
Yeah,
because
100%.
like, who's the strongest now? Like, is Van stronger than Marine?
There's no way. It can't be. There's
But he,
no
but
possible
he's
way.
got like a whole demon lord in him thingy, demon powers.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's impossible to say because they don't keep it straight. They don't keep it straight at all.
Yeah, and think about it. There's always somebody in the Trail series who makes them both look like piss ants.
In Cold Steel 4, Reen is shown to be like the strongest being alive or whatever, right? He gets a
Yeah.
divine blade thing and he's like the spirit unification thing. And then in Reverie, he meets the clone of Arios and he's like, oh, I feel his pressure. I don't think I can handle him. And Arios is like a bitch, you know? Like, I'm so
Yeah.
sick of it. He doesn't do anything cool at all. I don't
No.
know.
Well, and then think like the strong. So is Cassius Bright still the strongest? I
I
feel like
don't
that
know.
boy's getting
Maybe.
old.
What about like Viscount RC, you know?
Yeah, and his one arm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or what about who's what Aurelia? She's supposed to the Golden Rakshasa or
There's,
Bardius
there's a few characters in like contention for it, but
or fucking Kasim, who they say is the strongest warrior in the world. Remember?
yeah, I was like, why?
Yeah. So it's just leveling power levels in the Trail series is a little bit skewed. But yeah, no, I love this game overall. I think Aaron was probably my favorite character.
Aaron is cool. I like Aaron a
He
lot.
just says such funny shit, like,
Yeah.
and like he's just like a horny bastard. Like,
Did you like that?
yeah, when he's talking about like, yeah, I love that being out when my cock's out, whatever the fuck he said.
And
Like, I was
they
like
bleeped it.
cracking.
They
Yeah,
bleeped cock.
yeah,
I thought that was really funny.
yeah,
He clearly did it just for comedic purposes because like they use all kinds of like profanity in this game.
yeah,
They bleeped him using the word cock. I thought that was really funny.
yeah. Nice character is the funny, or when he's always making fun of Van because like there's a scene with Judith where he sees her naked,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always like, "You lucky son of a bitch," or
Yeah,
like
I loved.
when a female character will pop up, he'll be like, "Yeah, I'd fuck her." Like he'll like openly say, "Yeah, I'd hit that."
I loved Judith though because I thought her Grimcat appearance was like
Funny as shit.
it's
Yeah,
obviously very like sexual. And
yeah,
everyone makes fun of her for it and like embarrasses her.
yeah.
But I don't know how it ended up with you. She was my highest stat damage dealer, or my highest stat magic caster, is what I should say. She beat out Agnes by like a nice margin, and then when you transform her,
Yeah, she gets
she
like
gets a
really
boost.
broke. Yeah,
So
yeah. She ends up being my magic dealer as well.
wow, she's like broken.
Well, and then with that final boss, I don't know if it's an ability I had or if it's Grimcat. She absorbs magic.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I don't even think I noticed it. My characters, I like very rarely. There was a couple times this bit me in the ass though, but very rarely I wasn't even like paying attention to people's health a lot of times because I kept casting the shields and the shields were so broken that. And then sometimes I would look up to make sure everyone was good at health,
and
and
you
it would show
thought
their
shield health,
the shield health.
and then did you fucking one shot it? Yeah.
Yeah, so that bit me a couple times.
No,
Where,
dude, there was a couple of fights where I would do it in the shield stuff, and the one fight specifically when you fight the chick with the spear, the butterfly. I can't remember her god. Lucrezia, I think her name is.
yeah,
No, is it
Lucretia, I
Lucrezia?
think.
Lucretia, yeah. It's something like that. But like she does that all cancel where she'll just like fuck you up if you have them shields up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was one. And then like I said, the final boss, dude. When I had the shields up, it was just cancel, cancel, cancel. I'm like, fuck,
his little minions were so annoying. I immediately S crafted them as soon as they popped up.
dude. They were like tanky.
They're like 50,000 HP.
Yeah. So, but then like when you killed them, basically the strat for that fight is to make sure you have like stat down prevent
Mm-hmm.
and ailment prevent. Otherwise, he's just gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I used S crafts on the like little drones.
Yeah.
And then I just used I saved my Grendel S crafts for the boss
Yeah.
because I thought it was pretty crazy that your boosts last like 2 or 3 turns,
Mm.
and you can just use S crafts right in a row.
Yeah,
That was
it's great.
pretty.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I will say with the caveat though, I was playing most of the game on hard, and then that final boss I had to lower it to the. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like I can't. Like,
Well, like I said, you were fighting for like four
I
hours.
was getting, dude. I was like sitting there. We're going at it. We're fucking trading hands, and just
I thought you fell asleep. I was like, oh,
no, I just fucking yeah. Because what he would do is like he would start off. Basically, he got to such a loop that I got predictable. Like basically, the first round of the fight, I had to defend because he was gonna hit me with an S craft. He literally did it every single time. Like after you would go, he would just do an S craft, and if you didn't defend, it was a one shot. Like you were getting.
how did you know what the S crafts were? Because you
Huh?
asked me, I was like, I legitimately don't know. All the boss's abilities were insane, so I have no idea what the S
Well,
craft was.
I guess maybe I don't know for sure it was an S craft, but I just assumed it was because like it was the only attack that like tagged me for massive damage.
Oh, okay, well, that
Because
makes
like
sense.
there like 'cause there was like I had like Van full health and like which like I forget what my HP was, but then like literally was a one shot dead. I was like fuck. And then like basically if you had a shield, he would use some move that would all cancel it. And then I forget this other attack. He would shoot it over and over, and this would give you stat down, stat down, stat down. I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, Agnes was a lifesaver in that fight because her heal
Innocent
ability
heal. Yeah,
it also removes stat downs.
yeah,
So.
that. Yeah, no. Eventually, once I switched to my equipment to just prevent stat down, it was a lot easier, and I was able to win. But I was like, that was a stiff fucking boss. So like, I was like, God damn. And then like I looked it up on Reddit and like people were like, yeah, it's like one of the harder bosses in the Trail series. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm like, what the
No,
fuck?
yeah, it was definitely a pain in the ass.
Yeah. What'd you think of fighting Melchior that many times?
Um,
It was at least six.
was it?
Yeah,
I thought he,
it
I
was
thought he was way more annoying in the earlier fights because he had the bombs. And I
yeah,
don't know about you, but like I would always try to kill the bombs, and I
yeah.
could never do it. They were so tanky. They were like way tankier than they
Nah,
needed to be.
I would just always run away from the bombs. I'm like, yeah, we're
That
just
was
gonna.
yeah. Eventually, I figured it out. I'm like, there's no way, like because they explode after like 2 turns or something like that.
Yeah,
And then I don't know if you noticed. I'm sure you did, but he uses the same ability that what's his name, Six uses from Reverie,
yeah,
where he like tags you and he can do a critical hit with you, and you can
yeah.
see
No,
the tag
that's how
marker.
I knew it was coming. I was like, oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
because S was
fuck
like one of my main. He was like one of my mains in Reverie because I was
yeah,
fucking people up with S because with that
yeah,
ability.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I just thought you fight Melchior so many goddamn times.
I was surprised you killed him. To be honest, I didn't think you were gonna kill him because no one ever seems to die.
Well, he killed
And
himself. He
yeah,
fucking.
well, yeah, fair. But
Yeah,
did you
homeboy.
have did you like have the same complaints as me with the last chapter? Where
Yeah,
like in
just too.
chapter five,
Yeah,
you get all this backstory and like character development for like all these Almada characters, and then in chapter 6 they undo all of that for no reason.
yeah,
It made
yeah.
no
And
sense.
yeah, I feel like the finale didn't need to happen. Like now that I think about it, you probably could have ended Daybreak with that weird ending where Dante's is like, "Oh, I finally found it," and all that. Like you probably could have ended it there and left us
Right.
on a cliffhanger.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, and then yeah, because I feel like the finale just kind of happens arbitrarily.
Or
Also, good.
I was gonna say, or combine chapters 5 and 6, or the 5 and the finale, and make like the carnival or whatever the giant tower thing. You know,
Yeah, no,
that
because
would
I
have made
really
sense.
loved that Carnival Carnage, like deadly game battle
Yeah,
royale. That was great. I would have liked a few more fights in there. Like I would have liked to have fought the church people.
right.
And what you sided with the bracers, right?
Yeah.
So how was that experience for you?
Um. Good, I guess. I don't know how it differed from your experience. I fought both Ikaruga and Ouroboros. Did you fight them?
No, I fought. So I sided. I basically I couldn't side with the bracers. Because like my law, I guess, wasn't high enough. So my only options were Ouroboros or Heiue or
They were the only
Ikaruga.
options.
Yeah, it was either
Oh,
Ikaruga, Heiue, or Ouroboros. So I sided with Ouroboros, and so you end up fighting the bracers, Heiue, and Ikaruga.
hmm.
And you fight like Zin, like Zin and Elaine are your first fight, and
Oh,
Zin, Elaine, and Fee.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say, yeah, Fee was with me the whole time.
Yeah, and then you fight Heiyue, which is basically it's Sao, Risha, and then like I forget who. I think it's just the two of them you fight. Yeah, but basically, I felt like having Ouroboros on my team was like kind of a breaking the game because like that Lucretia, her abilities are so fucking broken. She
Did
would
you have
cast
the Oathbreaker with you?
no, he does. So he basically he doesn't join your team. He like he says, "Oh well, since you recruited these two, you don't need me," and he just sits out.
Okay.
Yeah, but now having the dire wolf on you don't get to control them though, which is annoying.
Oh, see, I got to control Fee. I didn't get to
Yeah.
control Zen. Zen.
So it didn't let you control Zen at all. Yeah. See, I didn't like that. Like, give me control. Come on.
Yeah. Well, so my feeling about it was that I think the engine is designed to hold a certain amount of characters,
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
that I think it may have broken if you added one more to it because it didn't make any sense because he was just as powerful. He used S crafts and he used all his abilities and stuff. So I'm like, there had to have been like a mechanical reason they didn't give you control.
Yeah.
That's all I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, but I enjoyed that because like it was fun having like Ouroboros on your team and like the way people would react to like, oh, you sided with them, you're the enemy right now.
Yeah, I thought that was like a really out of pocket like choice you could have gotten. Um, yeah, that was the only one that I couldn't side with was Ouroboros.
So how'd that happen though? Because like, did you do every Spriggan request?
Yeah, but my law was maxed out by the end. My law was maxed out,
Yeah.
and then I had Gray level 4 and Chaos level 2. I think.
Yeah. See, my gray was maxed out, and then chaos was 4, and then law was 3. Well, because I feel like they made it seem like the police were incompetent, so I never really sided with that CIT.
Well, if you side with the bracers though,
Yeah.
it gives you law.
Well, but I feel like the way the game's written is like you don't really want to side with the bracers all that much. Like I thought the game kind of wants you to walk the middle.
Oh well, yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
does, but I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Mainly because I was trying to build. So I don't know how you view this. I thought Elaine was a really great character,
Yeah.
and I feel like
She's the love
this
interest. I
game.
feel like that she has to be the love interest.
Yeah, I feel like this game is different than Cold Steel, where there's no. They kind of like edged you towards Elisa in Cold
Yeah.
Steel 1 and 2, and then like a little bit backed off of that. I feel like in Daybreak, it's so clear that they
It's
want
Elaine.
you to go with Elaine. From what I understand, you can choose other people, but it seems like Elaine is 100% like they
Yeah.
want you to go with Elaine, but they
Yeah.
can't because having a waifu and whatnot is like so popular in Japan and whatever. But I know that that's one of people's biggest complaints about the series since Zero is that there's no canon love interest for the characters,
Hmm.
but it's so clearly Elaine. It's so clearly Elaine,
Yeah.
and they keep shoving that down your throat. And I think that she's a great character. She's super cool. I loved using her every single time I
Yeah.
got her.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, because I feel like because the whole like I feel like Agnes wouldn't be a love interest because she's too young.
She's 16.
Yeah, can't do it.
And
Same
like
with
you guys, I'm like, we got to see how we're gonna do this in the next games. But I'm like, you guys are playing it a little fast and loose with these characters' ages, you know?
yeah,
Because Ren's like all like flirty with him and whatnot, and Anya's clearly has like romantic feelings towards him.
yeah,
And I'm like, all right, listen, we don't want to be in like a completion or not completion pro Jared situation here.
yeah. Because we got to start realizing these games come out in the states, and we were a little different than y'all.
Yeah,
We don't really fuck with that.
yeah. We don't do
Yeah,
the pedophile thing.
no, yeah, no. I just thought overall though, I really liked my experience with Daybreak. I will say I'm interested to see what happens in Daybreak 2 because there's definitely some plot threads there that we need to finish off. Do you think we're gonna get 4 Daybreak games or Calvard games?
Um, I don't know. I think it's possible that we could get 3 Daybreak games and then like an ensemble game. Because with Reen showing up in the third one,
Mm-hmm.
I think because at some point they're gonna have to start focusing on the Ouroboros story, right?
Yeah.
And when that happens, I don't see how you can do that without getting like, the biggest players involved. Because
Mhm.
I know from marketing, Kevin's in the newest
Yeah.
game, Reen is, and then obviously Vaughn is. So I think we're gonna start getting like Estelle and Joshua back probably, and maybe some of the big players from Arabonia, and then we'll have like an ensemble party that kind of goes over everything.
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see. We'll see. Because I like, yeah, the trailer for Kaino Kiseki, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. Nothing I would consider spoilers. But it starts reminding me of like Gundam Seed a little bit with some of the shit I see.
Well, what worries me is long series habitually do not end well. So we're in like a Game of Thrones situation where you've expanded this world real far. You have a lot of plot threads to tie up,
Yeah.
and we're not tying them up. Instead, we are expanding them and
Yeah.
expanding them and expanding them, and you're going to have to make them all come to a point. And not sure how well we're going to do.
What if we just never get to that point? Because like, do we feel like One Piece is ever going to end?
Yeah, they're in their final season right now. They're about to end
No,
it.
because I feel like this is basically the equivalent of One Piece. Like as far as like in the game space, there's no other series that does this.
Yeah, I know we were talking about this recently,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm not going to watch One Piece. Way too long. But I've definitely played that many hours of the Legend of Heroes series.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Just I don't know. We'll see. Because like I'm really here's what makes me nervous about the Trail series moving forward. So when they were talking about Kaino Kaseki, Kondo is saying that the series will be 90% done, and we won't get a 30th or 40th anniversary game.
We'll see. I don't know because I think this is NIS's golden goose right now. This game is
Yeah.
clearly exploding in the West, and they're making tons of money from it.
Yeah.
And I don't see them stopping anytime soon.
Well, because I got a feeling we're gonna start getting prequels. Like we're gonna get prequels.
We have to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories that they can tell. You think about like the North Ambria
Yeah.
situation, the Salt Palins situation, and
Well, think about the War of the Lion.
yeah, the World
Like,
Lion.
yeah, like,
All kinds of cool stuff.
yeah. I was like, shit. Like,
I would like to see them venture out of like RPG territory and venture into like fighting game and action game territory. I cannot believe we don't have a fighting game with these characters. They
yeah,
are
we need
clearly
one.
designed for fighting games.
Yeah, I think we need one like in basically like a Persona 4 Ultimax. Like they're
Yes,
basically in that vein. Like let fucking I forget what dev does it, but they were the same ones who did Fighter Z.
and Blaze
Um,
Blue.
yeah, Blaze Blue. Like let them cook on that and just have the Trails team write the story
Yep,
and let's get guys trading hands. Like that would be probably that game would probably be so fucking good.
I know. I know it would be, dude. I can picture the game in my head, and
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. I can't believe it hasn't happened.
yeah. Well, because they were saying like they don't want to just be a Trails developer. Like basically their two main pillars are Trails and East right now.
Like that sucks because East hasn't
Yeah.
taken off in 20 years. Trails has.
Well,
You know?
because the thing about East is like if you've played one East game, I feel like you've played them all. Like it's just kind
Right.
of like I hate being that guy, but I just feel like none of those stories are like memorable. Like they don't have any like
Well, they're not about story. It's
yeah,
Arc
they're
System
about the
Works, by the
adventure.
way.
Yeah, they're just like they're basically Zelda games in a sense.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, none of them have like good stories to them. Like they're okay enough, but like again, when you compare them to Trails, you're like it's not even fucking close.
They're Zelda games, but all better than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, no, yeah, I will always stand with like I like the East games better than a lot better than I do Zelda for sure.
Breath of the
But
Wild
yeah,
is an embarrassment.
but yeah. So last thing we'll do, and we'll put a little bow on this. Um, we'll keep it to because I think a top 10's a little nuts, but we'll go. We'll do two things. So rank your favorite 5 games in the series, and then your 5 favorite characters.
Oh, holy shit! I mean, you just kind of dropped this on me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't,
you got to
I
be
don't
ready.
have my favorite games in the series are Reverie, Sky, Third, uh, Cold Steel, 3, Cold Steel. 4, Daybreak.
Okay. Okay. What
And
about
and I could switch any of the bottom 3 with second chapter.
okay? Okay.
And
Respectable.
by the way, those 5 are probably not in order, but those are my top 5.
Okay. See, for me, it would probably be. I'm probably gonna agree with you. I think Trails in the Reverie is probably my favorite one. Like, because I just feel like you could just go back and play that like whenever if you just want to fuck around like in the
Yeah.
dungeon and do the Reverie corridor. So I really like that. I will go Reverie 1, Trails to Azure 2. And then I'll go Trails of Cold Steel as my third one. Or like Trails of Cold Steel 3 as my third one. And then I'll go Trails in the Sky. I'll go Trails in the Sky SC 4, and then Trails in the Sky the third as my fifth.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta sit on Daybreak a lot because like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It could be in there, but
I love Daybreak. I thought Daybreak
I
was
loved it too. I loved my time with it. I think I put like 98 hours into it.
I was over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at, I
So
think like just over 100. I was like 101.
yeah, like and I just loved being in that world. It was awesome. So favorite characters though. So I'm gonna go number one for me is probably gonna be Oliver or
Okay,
Olivier. So he's
that makes
one.
sense.
Yeah, I really like him. Two, I would probably go Randy.
Okay.
Three, I'm gonna go. I really liked Van. I'm gonna be honest. I really liked Van. So I'm gonna go three Van. Four, I'm gonna go Reen, and then five, I'm probably gonna go Aaron. I'm gonna be honest with it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. What about
I
you,
wrote
buddy?
them down as not in any order. Again, top 5: Reen, Van, Estelle, Judith, and Randy.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love Judith, dude. I thought Judith was phenomenal. I thought like she was so funny when she was like just a hard headed like
Yeah.
cut
She's
bullshit type of
yeah.
character. I was like that series desperately needed someone like that because everyone's just fucking around. Everyone's just fucking around, and she's like, "Hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Let's stop."
No, Trails has some of the best characters. Like one of my favorite Trails characters. I didn't put them on my list, but like overall, Sarah Valentine, one of my favorite
Oh
ones.
yeah,
She's just like a drunk, like
yeah, professor that is like super powerful. Yeah,
yeah, just like a drunk, just like literally drunk all the time.
love it.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Who else? I'm trying to think. I like McBurn a lot too. He's like one of my favorite. I don't. It's hard for me to call Ouroboros villains because they don't like besides Campanella, they've never and I guess the Oathbreaker, they've never really done anything like you're like that's fucked up.
I was trying to figure this out. I'm like, has Ouroboros seriously directly done anything that's villain oriented? And my answer to that would be yes, right? Because even if you don't assume that they've directly killed people, they've definitely worked behind the scenes to cause chaos that's led to a lot of people's deaths, right? I mean, they were behind the scenes for the War of Erebony and Calvard, which would, undoubtedly killed a ton of people, right? So,
So, but see with some of that, like you could put that on Wiseman because like he was the one who like started that whole incident with Hamill. Like he was kind of the one who kind of put it in their ears, like, "Yo, we should do this."
it's fair. I
But
don't know.
then, but then, like, so they were setting up that Phantasmal Blaze plan in Erebony originally to start the rivalries. But then remember, Osborne in the second game like stole their plan or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I didn't really understand how that
Yeah,
worked.
I didn't really get it either. But yeah, just trying to think of like what genuinely. I guess the most villainous shit they did was in the Burl arc. But again, that was all Wiseman. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
He was part of our Bros, so
yeah, and they fucking. But you notice when he died, like none of them were like darn, except the Grandmaster. Like, oh, I wish this didn't come at such a price. Fucking fuck the Grandmaster, man.
yeah.
Worst character in the series, them. what watch that reveal with the Grandmaster be like such a letdown. Like watch it be like Night King level letdown.
Maybe. I mean, I think that the Grandmaster is like a divine entity.
It's got to be
Yeah,
Adios, right? Like that's the really
something,
the
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's got to be the prevalent theory. Because if it's like if that bitch is a fucking Niantic character, I'll throw a controller out of the fucking window. Like you can't do that.
I
I'll be
think they
honest.
can.
This game can't be connected. Like this game, it just can't. I can't allow it. I can't allow it.
I
So,
think
all
I think it might be.
right. So, anything in closing on this wonderful journey? I'm so glad we did this episode finally because I've been dying to do it.
No, I think this was a great episode. I think I got all my thoughts across. Um, we will see in 6 months how we feel about Daybreak 2, right?
Yeah, I'm already scheduling vacation. The minute I find out the actual release date, I'm gonna make sure I'm like off for a week.
I jumped on that collector's edition. You can't let me forget that I have it.
Yeah, I'll remind you. I got to get on these figures though. I need to get Valimar. I need to get Ordine.
Oh yeah,
Aren't they releasing Testarossa?
yeah. They
That's
announced
my
that.
favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any more information about Testarossa though. Let me see. They announced it and it kind of just like went AWOL on us.
Yeah, got to get Testarossa. Yeah, because now that I have more room, I gotta get myself a trail shrine.
like I have.
Yeah, dude. Now that I literally have all this fucking room now, so I'm just like, well, shit. Now I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's a cool collection.
Yeah,
I have
I like your trails collection.
I have the Daybreak collector's edition, and I have nowhere to put it. I gotta get a new shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like, dude, I literally feel like I like moved into a mansion now that I'm like in a house. It's great. Everyone's like, oh, isn't that a lot of room for one person? I'm like, no, it's fine.
You need it.
I need every single inch of this place. So, did you know there was an East versus Trails game, by the way?
Yeah, it was on PSP a long time ago.
Yeah, there's a fan translation for it.
I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah. I don't know if we'd like it, though, because it's running on the East 7 engine. So, it basically it plays
Yeah, I
like
don't
an
know about
East
that.
game that they kind of shoehorn fighting mechanics into. And it's funny because like I was watching a review of that game, and they were saying how like Lloyd was a secret character at the time because the Crossbell games hadn't even come out yet.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Also, they just announced a Arrayhod and Plameta figures.
Nice.
They're both
Also, did you
model
know
kits.
there's like 2 audio CDs with for Trails?
Yeah, there's also like some manga.
Yeah. Well, there's one that's like the Day in the Life of Crow Armhurst, which I've yet to read. And then there's 2 audio CDs. One is about like their time they went to Ymir and fought Blue Blanc that we never got to see.
Oh wow.
And I forget. And then there's another one that is a time when Joshua and Estelle go into Erebonia for like some mission from the church.
Yeah,
So
didn't
yeah,
know that.
fun stuff. Oh yeah, last thing on Trails, because what your figure your plushie of C over there reminded me of it. We really got to stop calling guys C.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Got to
What is
stop
going
that.
on there? You think?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Clearly, something that we know, somebody we know that are hiding the identity of. You know,
Yeah, but why? Like why specifically C?
I don't know.
Because like literally both guys who use the alias C have literally no reason to use that alias again.
I have no idea.
And well, I guess we'll find out because there's some motherfucker in a mask. And because I watched the trailer in Corona Kiseki too. I'm like, God damn it, what is with the guys in the masks? Hate the masks. Can't do it.
So I did find out why people dislike Kuro 2, and
I heard it's divisive.
it's not necessarily because it's a side story. There's a plot element in Kuro 2 that people really dislike when it pops up. It's a trope. So I don't want to spoil it for you because you're going to know immediately what I'm talking about. I don't want to say anything else, but yeah, that I found that out the other day because I was watching reviews of Kuro 2 and they were light on spoilers. So I was like, oh
Did you watch the Kiseki notes talk about it?
yeah,
Okay. Because I feel like he does a really good job of not spoiling things and but like
yeah,
talking about shit.
yeah. He was the one I watched,
Okay,
and
and
when he said
that's one
that,
that.
I was like, now I understand why I could be divisive. I'm gonna give it a shot. I think
Yeah.
it could still be good.
Don't you have it already?
No,
Oh, I thought you had the. I thought you bought two and have the translation, or is that?
no, that was Daybreak. I have the English patch for Daybreak on my desktop that I just keep because it got taken down
Nice.
that day.
Yeah. So hopefully, at some point we. I don't know. Are we still? Do we still hate NIS America? Are we still do? Because
I
I
don't
feel
know,
like
man. They fucking took 2 weeks after release date to deliver my collector's edition, which I think is like a
yeah.
noble sin.
Mm-hmm. This is weird because I thought we were fine with Xseed. I thought Xseed did a good job, but before it's okay. We've been getting these games like pretty quickly now, so I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see. This last thing on the Trail series. Did you know the dude Kondo? I forget his first name.
The
Um,
soldier guy.
Huh?
Isn't he the soldier guy? Oh no, you're talking about the
the president of Falcom.
yeah, okay.
So he's like living literally every fan's dream. He like started off as like a Falcom fan. He like loved their games, and his favorite game is The Legend of Heroes 3.
Hmm.
Like that's his like favorite one, and he like played it, and then he started like writing guides for the games and posting them on the internet, but he didn't know if it was legal. So he like called Falcom and asked them about it, and they're like, use common sense. But then they hired him because they kept seeing his guides. So they hired him onto the Falcom team, like in the marketing department, and then eventually worked his way over like to game development, and then moved up, and now he's the president,
Wow.
which is nuts. Also, fun fact about the Trail series: all the books, like the lore books that you can get, that's what they make their new hires, right? So anytime they get like a new writer, their first assignment is to write a book.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and if they like the book and they like what's done in the book, they'll use the characters. That's how we got S and that other guy and the other chick.
That makes
So,
sense.
fun facts. Little fun facts. Alrighty. That was fun. So real quick, because I'm kind of pressed for time, so I just wanted to. We're gonna skip the misconducts today for the show. Although, side note, Amazon didn't want the Like a Dragon Yakuza split people to play the games before filming the show, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Remember that really shitty Yakuza movie we watched?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can't wait for this turd. But in a sad note, we got to pour one out for the voice actor for Misty from Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
legendary.
Yeah. Sadly, she passed away. She was only 46, which definitely too young.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely sad. Kind of, we're getting to the age where like things we grew up with, people that we're associated with, are starting to die off.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks. And then, so shout out to her family. And then obviously, last thing, shout out to Dustin Furman. Tough news. With the kiddo. That's never you never want to see that happen.
Yep.
So you're in our thoughts and prayers, brother. Hopefully, you take your time and grieve and heal, and you can move forward. But yeah, definitely thinking about your brother. Tough. That's definitely tough to go through. So, those of you, if because I'm assuming people who listen to us more than likely probably listen to Last Stand too. So give Dustin a shout out. Maybe send him a DM, let him know you're thinking about him. Send the positive vibes their way, or donate to their GoFundMe that I think is still up. So, for their medical expenses and stuff. But yeah, just wanted to touch base on that because it's definitely, we like to joke around, but sometimes life gets real here, and fucking, you never want to see shit like that go down because
Yep.
for months and months, all he was talking about was how excited they were, and for that to be the end result is fucking horrifying. So definitely feel for your brother. So. With that being said, sir, is there anything else in closing so we can wrap this bad boy up?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, well, that's been our show. Remember, you can listen to us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify being the biggest one we're on. Check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a comment if you'd like. Check us out on Facebook. We're at alpha_nerds. So check us out there. And when in doubt, remember, square up, throw down, play the fucking Trail series, Eric.